Alright builders, so the problem that we are trying to solve today is called contains duplicate, right? Given an integer array nums, return true if there are any values appear at least twice in the array and return false if every element is distinct. So the problem statement is we have to return true if the array has some duplicate elements, right? And we have to return false if it does not contain any duplicate elements, or basically all the elements are unique, right? Let's go through the examples first. So for the first example, we have 1, 2, 3, 1. In this, as we can see, like 1 is appearing twice, right? This means that it has duplicates and the output should be true, right? Let's go to the second example. The input elements are 1, 2, 3, 4. In this, we can see all the elements are unique only, right? So the output would be false. The first approach that comes to my mind is we can check every pair of different elements in the array and return true if any pair has equal values, right? So let's go through the algorithm part of it. So we iterate through the array using two nested loops to check all possible pairs of distinct indices, right? So for 0, so suppose we start for this index, then we check for this subarray, right? Then if we check for this one from second, we can check for the remaining subarray, and similarly as we go on. If any pair of elements has the same value, we return true. Otherwise, if this is finished and we haven't encountered any such duplicate values, we can return false, right? But this solution has a time complexity of order of n square and a space complexity of order of 1, right? Um, let's think about a different approach. Basically, what I can think of is, let's think of it in terms of sorting, right? So if we sort the array, then duplicate values will be appear next to each other, right? So if we sort this particular array, what we would be getting in the output is 1, 1, 2, 3, right? Then we can start from the index 0 and we can keep checking if there are any adjacent values that are equal, right? So the code for that would look something like this. First of all, we sort the array, right, in the non-decreasing order. Then we can keep checking for the adjacent indexes. So basically if we start from 0, we can check for the next index, the adjacent index, and vice versa, right? And if two values are similar, we can return true. Otherwise, if again this loop finishes, we can return as false, right? But this also has time complexity of order of n log n, because even the best sorting algorithms have this time complexity, and then we are checking for all of them, right? And the space complexity is order 1 or order of n depending on the sorting algorithm, right? um, let's try to think of a different approach. Basically what I can think of is we can plan something like a hash set. So we can use the hash set to effectively keep track of the values we have already encountered, okay? Then as we iterate through the array, we can check whether the current value is already present in the hash set or not. If it is there, it means that we have seen this value before, so a duplicate exists, right? So using a hash set also allows us to do constant time lookups, making this approach much more efficient than comparing every pair. So what we are doing for the algorithm is we are initializing an empty hash set to store the scene values, right? And then we are iterating through each number and checking if that already exists in the hash set or not. If it is existing, this means it is a duplicate value and we can return true immediately. Otherwise, we keep checking it again. Otherwise, we keep adding it to the hash set. So at the end, like if we haven't encountered any such scenarios where this was already present in the hash set and we encountered it again, we return true. Otherwise, we return false, right? For this approach, the time complexity would be order of n, and even the space complexity is order of n, because we are storing n elements in the at max, and we are just doing constant time lookups. A one-liner approach to this could be something like this, in which what we do is, the algorithm here is we convert the array into a hash set which removes duplicates, right? So we create a new array which has no duplicates. We are taking out all the distinct values only, and we are getting the count of that array, right? And we compare the size of that set with the size of the original array. Okay, if the set is smaller, we return true, because since even if we see in this example also, if we create a set out of it, the set would have only 1, 2, and 3, right? This means that the set length is only 3 and the array length is, or the array length is 4, right? So if we see like 3 is smaller than 4, then we can return true. Otherwise, if they both are of same length, then we return false, right? So yeah, these were the solutions. Hope you liked it. Thank you so much.